Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Princess X. Oops, I actually have to increase the volume here for you guys. At least the volume for the game, since I played Mama Toto last time. The volume actually needed adjustment. Mama Toto was actually quite loud compared to this game. But yeah, I just came back from the gym and relaxed for about 30 minutes or so. And here I am. It's a holiday today. And you know you're in freaking work mode when, like, you wake up at 6:30 and you're like, God damn it, I'm late. Or like, I overslept. Usually, I wake up at 5 a.m. I wake up at 5, maybe like lounge around for about 15 minutes, and then eat my breakfast, eat my like pre-workout meal, drink my pre-workout, which is just some caffeine and also some citrulline malate. Go to the gym, or you know, like go to the gym, do my working sets, go to work, and then yeah, that's the start of my day. But yeah, now that it's actually vacation, like right now it's Ramadan. If you guys are not celebrating that, it's actually a long vacation day, which is about a week or so, maybe even sometimes for some places. People would go back to their hometowns and maybe they would take like, I don't know, 10 days maybe, depending on who the person is, I guess. But yeah, I feel very appreciative of vacation. I kind of feel like I like lounging around a lot more now. Because I was taking it for granted when I wasn't working. Being able to just lounge around, be lazy. And yeah, I woke up pretty late when I wasn't really working, probably at about 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., which is still pretty early for someone who's not working. But definitely I could appreciate, or I could respect people who wake up at 5 a.m. a lot more now. And now my sets at the gym have been going great too. I guess I needed like a month to acclimate like what I was doing. Because I was still doing very good at the gym, like my lifts were doing very good. But I did not have that sort of like increase in energy that I usually have when I was at the gym. But okay, I'm going on a tangent. I'm talking about the gym way too much. But it's Tuesday now, and I skipped recording yesterday on Monday since I was at the. Oh shit! No! I. This is probably the first time this happened. I'm talking so long that the game actually wanted to start the opening of the game in the title screen. I should probably go to the load screen real quick. But yeah, yesterday I went to the dentist and I was waiting for a couple of hours because it was the last day the dentist was open. So there were lots of people that was just there. And yeah, turns out my teeth are fine, but I think I need to get rid of one of my wisdom teeth, or wisdom tooth. All 4 of them, or all 3 of them, are actually pretty good. They're not obstructing any of my other teeth. Teeth. There we go. But one of them actually grow in a horizontal way. So it's kind of hitting the 7th tooth on my bottom left. So I think I need surgery to actually, get rid of that tooth. And I might need some fillers because there might be. I don't think it's a cavity, but we'll see. They can't really see it because it was blocked by the wisdom tooth. So they definitely need to get rid of that first. But yeah, I won't be having a session until the holiday is up though, so maybe in 2 weeks I'll do that. But alright, enough of my jabbering. Let's talk about the last episode recap. On the last episode, I think, went into Naja's route. There's no possible way that we are in anyone else's route, considering we had sex so many times with her. We had sex 4 times in the last episode. I remember that. We went on a second date. She used Baya and like her her cousin or something to make legs, and then we had sex with her in human form. It was pretty awkward. But yeah, that's about all I remember in the last episode. So let's probably just start and see if I remember stuff again from this game. Because it has been 6 days now. And Mama Toto was actually pretty interesting, so I was really engrossed in that story a lot more than this one. But okay. Naja's breathing immediately softens. She always falls asleep so quickly. This is after we had sex, and I think there was something that happened after we had sex. It seemed that she was unhappy or something, if I remember. Naja, good night. Still, was I really doing it that violently? I thought I was doing it normally, but alright! She pissed herself or something when we were having sex. Right, I remember. And she didn't like that because we were too forceful. I'll have to be more careful next time. I don't want to hurt my precious wife. Another week passes in the blink of an eye. Today, it's a noisy morning. I wanted to take it easy on the second day of the long weekend, but... Oh, what the? After one episode of the route, now they actually have all of the other girls appearing? Good morning, Commodore 42. What's going on today? Ah, yeah. They went to some kind of exhibition. I do appreciate that they have a scene where the girls come back, but I do wish they implemented a lot better. We did not have any resolution about all their plot lines, right? When we went into the Naja route. They literally was just like spirited away until, you know, it was convenient for them to get them back. Something about Giger or Pigman's paintings. Giger? That's a weird name. They were pretty excited for it last night. I'm glad to see you're your usual self. Don't worry, Commodore, I'm not very knowledgeable about all that stuff too. God, I hope you guys don't hear that. There were like crazy meowing outside of my house. I think like some cats are actually like fighting or something. Maybe not. Whoops. It looks like I've gotten too used to being with Naja. I got so used to her acceptance of my values that I applied them to Commodore just now. Yeah, alright. At the table, I find Proxy, Lady Tegusu, and Tsunayoshi. Huh? You're here? No, I just didn't realize. That shouldn't happen because she's fucking huge. No, it just sounded busier in the kitchen. But what are you doing here? Were you invited? Tsunayoshi is sitting at attention, with his head lowered. Reserved as ever, I see. Did you come to teach Naja something? Will you, like, tell me why you did not, like, die? Sewing, huh? No, the lady hasn't changed a bit.
ほんの手遊び程度ですので恥ずかしくはありますが。
あれで手遊びだとふざけてるのか？
Why is Proxy getting angry?
一度見せてもらったのだが、この女はだな、カタログの縫い子と比べても遜色ないほどの腕をしているんだぞ。それを手遊びなどと。
That just means that what's the job for someone who's sewing? A seamstress? The seamstress in the catalog are just incompetent, Proxima. Or you know, like she just has higher standards. That's how I see it. Well, that's her personality. Go easy on her. Right, Tsunayoshi?
まあ、だからどうか気を悪くしないでほしい。
Tsunayoshi bows his head deeply. Still, you're teaching her to sew? How did that happen?
ナージャが家事をもっと充実させたいと午前に頭を下げてきたんだ。
I mean, sewing is like more of a girl's hobby. Not that there's anything wrong with a guy sewing too, but I guess she wants to become more feminine? I don't know. Like, I feel like when I want, like, a person that I will wed, I don't think they need to sew, but yeah, I guess she just wants to seem more feminine. Huh. Feels kind of awkward though, I feel like she's trying too hard.
ゴルゴネオン王族が頭を下げるだと？新一、お前どうやって調教した？
I didn't break her.
そうだな。新一が調教するよりされる側であろうな。
As Proxy spits the words, she glares at the kitchen, where Naja is struggling. It might be hard to believe at first, but Naja has changed.
変わった？だからなんだ。それを認めれば、我が同胞たちが生き返るとでも言うのか。
Not wrong. They're kind of making it lightly, like the fact that Proxy and Naja are at war in the other world. I don't know what you're talking about there.
詳しくは奴から聞け。私は帰る。
Proxy stands and leaves. What was that about?
ナージャとプロコの国は戦争していたのだろ？
Did we forget because we fucked her too much or something? Shinichi, what the fuck?
つまりはそういうことじゃないのか？
Ah. Right, that's right. I forgot. How did you forget that? I guess we did, like, just become like an idiot after we love her and fuck her so much. I don't get it. Does this happen often when people like fall in love? They become like idiots? I guess they do. No, I didn't forget. I just tried to forget. I didn't want to think about it. If I looked, I could have seen it, but I averted my eyes.
これ以上はただの詮索だ。俺はあくまでも可能性を指摘しただけだからな。
Right, of course. Even so, I can't ignore it anymore. Naja killed Proxy's comrades. But why has this come up now, so suddenly? Proxy was even getting along with Naja. So what happened? Why did this happen?
できましたよ。ナージャ様のご飯が。あら？プロコ様がいませんわね。
I mean, the fact that we're just having fun here in this world doesn't mean that the war is not happening in their world still, you know?
用事ができたようで帰りましたよ。
I'm guessing she got news from her other world that, you know, that the war is not going favorably for them.
なんだ、しょうのないやつめ。どうした新一？浮かぬ顔をして。
Sorry. I just spaced out because I'm hungry.
おお、すまんすまん、言おうとしたことが。42、手伝うがよい。
The breakfast laid out before us is practically a dinner. There's so much food. To be honest, I can barely taste it. I just can't accept that Naja might have killed Proxy's comrades. I mean, our values when it comes to like war and stuff is just way too different. Like, I have like my reservations about war. Like, I understand that war is bad, but unless you actually live in an environment where war is happening constantly, like, we are just way too different, right, from the people that actually experience those. Like, we can sort of understand, but unless you actually live in that sort of situation, we only like can only understand the surface, like understand it at a surface level. Thanks to Tsunayoshi, I was able to leave the house. I guess that's why like Shinichi forget it so easily. Because, you know, we live in a very peaceful environment. I've never been living in a war-like situation, but I could see that if you were living in that sort of environment, you'd be very cautious every single day. You wouldn't be able to sleep a good night's sleep. Unless you have a rifle with you or something, right? Naja still has a lot she wants to learn from Komadori, 42, and Lady Tegasu. It made sense for me to leave the house and not obstruct her studies. But if Tsunayoshi hadn't been there, I doubt I would have made it out.
大丈夫か
I'm a little flustered, but I'm fine.
そうかもうすぐ西も来る3人で話そう
Ah, that's right.
お待たせ。どうしたの？
ああ実は
Let me tell her.
ミクリア
うん、いいよ。ミクリアの話聞かせて。
What are we telling her? I summarized the situation. It might be unavoidable in war, but it still bothers me. Naja killed Proxy's comrades, and that's probably not all. She's the Princess General of a military empire. She's probably killed a whole lot of people. You might think it's a bit late for that to occur to me. Well, you'd be right, but at first it did bother me. But as we got closer, it stopped worrying me, horrible as it was of me to forget. But now that I've remembered, it's really troubling me again. I don't know what I should do anymore.
結構な難問だろ
ねえミクリア、あんたはどう考えてるの？
I mean, Shinichi probably wants them to, like, make amends and make up, but I feel like that's actually wrong. We don't know the history between what happens to the Gorgonian Empire and the catalog. Even though a peaceful resolution is probably the best course of outcome, like, people's angers, like, yeah, people's anger, people's revenge, or the desire for revenge, it's very difficult to douse those emotions. What do you mean?
ナージャさんのことよ。
Like, this game suddenly is talking about very serious stuff. Before, on the last episode, it was mostly just sex scenes. I'm actually pretty surprised here. Well, I like her.
だったら気にしなくていいんじゃない？
But
ミクリアには悪いけど、こういうのはぜぜひひで対応しないと。それはそれ、これはこれよ。
西そうは言うが時間が経たなくては。
じゃあ綱吉に尋ねるわよ。あんたの好きな人が殺人者でシリアルキラーだったらどうするの？
I would make her go to jail. But maybe at that point, maybe I don't really like her. I don't know. I actually don't know. If the person that I like was actually a murderer, I first would want to hear why she murdered that someone. But murdering or, you know, killing someone is something very serious. And I don't think even with the right motivations, it's allowed. So I would want to try to change her at the very least.
法の裁きを受けさせる
Yeah, that was my first thought too, Tsunayoshi.
相変わらず優等生回答ね。そうじゃなくて気持ちの問題よ。嫌いになるの？ならないの？
I don't know. would definitely change how I feel about her, for sure, because my logic... Like, I'm definitely more of a logic person than an emotional person, so... I think my logic would win out when it comes to dealing with this sort of situation.
程度問題になりそうだな。
じゃあその程度問題、何人殺したら嫌いになるの？
Actually, it doesn't matter how many people she killed. It's who she killed. If it's someone close to me, then I would definitely hate her. No questions asked. If it's someone close to me, I would despise her. No matter what emotions I felt to her previously, they're gonna be gone.
俺の場合は人数じゃないな。俺がより大切に思っている人が殺されたら憎むかもしれん。
Yeah, I pretty much have the same disposition as Tsunayoshi, pretty much.
へえ、意外ね。
俺は人を峻別している。大事な人は大事な人だ。それは変わらない。
That's very true. I'm about the same way, Tsunayoshi. I'm surprised that someone like Tsunayoshi is in a game like this. I guess it goes to show that this game does have some substance, not just H scenes. I'm worried.
まあ悩んだ方がいいわね。人が死んでいるってのを考えれば、そういう風にした方がミクリアらしいわ。
Yeah.
ただ勘違いしてほしくないのは、ナージャさんにとって戦争は必要なことだったんでしょ？私も詳しくは聞いてないけど。
Exactly. We first for sure needed some sort of understanding of why that happened in the first place. We don't know anything about the background of their world. Most likely.
そこから逃げられないのにどうこう言うのは、ミクリアずるいとは思わない？
I guess our situation is also different. She grew up where war is something that happened already. Like, she probably didn't even have the thought that, you know, I should stop the war and make peace with my enemy. True. But
それに、きっとナージャさんはその行為に疑問を持っていなかったと思うわ。プロコさんの国は敵だったんだから。
yeah, in this case, for sure, Naja is a lot more easily forgivable, right? Because even though she is a murderer, she didn't... I don't know. I don't think murdering is something that people can forgive easily, to be fair. I don't think I can forgive someone that kills someone. I don't know, this is a very hard topic, actually. If they're enemies, you can kill them. That's a logical position to take. But personally, it's not one I can accept. And we were finally getting along.
ちょっとあんた、まさかこれでお付き合い終了とか思ってないでしょうね。
Huh? Well...
あんたね、弱肉強食の世界からやってきた皇女様捕まえて、聖女か何かと勘違いしてない？
He's right. If he wanted to actually think about this, it's supposed to be before we choose the person. She's right. Like, when you choose a person already, you need to accept their flaws, right? That's why I'm very meticulous about, you know, like, who I want to be a partner with. Because I always think about, you know, their interactions with people, their parents, their... Man, yeah, I think about a lot of stuff before I choose someone. But, you know, like, people also do the same thing for me, and I would accept that, right? That's that, and this is this, right? I don't know, Shinichi. I feel like you were a bit too hasty in choosing Naja.
あんたバカ？自分が好きになった女の過去が受け入れられないからってあっさり諦めちゃうつもり？
Actually, yes. A lot of people actually do that, Mayuko. Or Nishi.
待て、西、それこそ。
綱吉は黙って。いい？人を好きになるってのは世界全部を敵に回しても貫き通すっていう意志よ。
I don't think so. I feel like Nishi here is living in delusional land.
その覚悟なしに人を好きになろうなんておこがましいのよ。
I don't know, Nishi. I feel like you live in delusional land. This doesn't work in real life. Sorry, Nishi. I'm a realist through and through. Nishi's position is a little extreme. So you're not allowed to love anybody if you won't accept them no matter what. Still, her passion gets through to me. I feel like you're allowed to love anyone. Like, if the person clearly has flaws and they want to improve on those flaws, that's good. But I don't want a person who accepts those flaws and keep those flaws and not do anything about them. Sorry. Yeah, fuck that. I'm not gonna accept your flaws if you're just gonna let them be and become flaws forever. Sorry, I'm not that type of person, and I expect my partner to be the same way. I hadn't thought about that before. I'm still not resolved on the matter, but some things can't be resolved until you put them into words. When I first met Nadia, I knew she wasn't a human, but as we've spent time together, I've come to realize that she's still a girl. You two pointed that out to me too. And I managed to overcome the barriers of her appearance and her race. It's all natural to me now. But I think her values regarding stuff like this are, well, a serious problem for any living being. I don't know what to do about that.
超えられそうか。
I don't know.
じゃあこう聞くわ。ナージャさんとお別れしたい？
I don't.
じゃあ折り合うしかないわね。ナージャさんに直接話を聞きなさい。
But is that okay? For me to tell her I'm disgusted by what she did?
大丈夫だろう。あの人は皇帝の娘だ。多様な価値観があることぐらいよくわかっているだろう。
Yeah. Having seen Nadia absorb so many new things since arriving here, I can see that she does know that. I'm so worried about whether Nadia is okay with, killing people. I mean, I know she's a soldier and the Empress's daughter, and her country is a military nation, and I know they invade people. But I can't believe she could just kill Proxy's comrades. People Proxy probably laughed with just the day before, and be okay with that. What if she thinks about, well, solving problems with people important to me by killing them too? I know that's a little extreme, but
不安なのだな。
yeah.
あまり心配しないの。大丈夫。それに、あの子はあんたのこと大好きなんでしょ？それは疑う余地もないでしょ。
I personally think that someone, even if they're head over heels for you, should have the logic necessary to think for themselves. Don't just do what I tell you to do. You gotta think things through, right? Sometimes, like, I want people to take in what I say as a suggestion rather than what they should do, even if they do like me, if that makes sense. No, you're right about that. I can't argue with that. She's become important to me, so I want to stay in love with her.
決まりだな。
ええ、答えは出てる。
Yeah, I'll ask about it before dinner tonight.
いいのか？戻って話しなくても。
Commodore and the lady are still there, aren't they?
そうだな。終われば午前から連絡が入る。しばらくは大丈夫だろう。
決まりね。じゃあ今日は3人で遊びに行きましょう。依存はないわね。
You know, I'm pretty surprised that Nishi is being so supportive about Shinichi's relationship with Nadia. I thought she was gonna be the tsundere archetype that was gonna be jealous once we chose someone and she's gonna try to NTR us. Yeah.
あ、問題ない。
たまにはカラオケ。どうかな？
Ooh, sorry about that, Nishi. We go to karaoke together for the first time in a long time. Next time, I'll bring Nadia too. What a start of the episode. I'm actually very surprised that the game got, you know, start talking about that sort of topic. Very surprised, in fact. I'm back.
おかえり。
I mean, me talking about the last episode recap was like everything was just sex. So, this came out of left field, so I was super surprised. Oh, it's so clean. all my scattered books, all Saki and Yuki's mail-order magazines, and all the junk mail lying around have disappeared from the living room.
42が分類方法を教えてくれたのだ。あのデク人形、なかなかのやり手だぞ。
Oh, by the way, did Proxy come back at all?
あいつが？なんでそんなことを聞く？
She said something that bothered me.
気になること？
She said you killed her comrades, and she could never forgive you. Is that true?
本当だ。
Oh,
要は人殺しだ。いや、よい。弁解するな、バーヤ。せめていいのだ。確かに世は奴の仲間を殺した。戦争だからな。しかも世は兵器として母上の命令通りに行動していた。
so it wasn't your own will.
いや、やめようと思えばやめられた。と、今なら思えるよ。
She could, but like I said, she grew up in a war environment. There's no way that it would even occur to her that she wanted the war to stop. She wanted to invade people. But you didn't think about it back then.
世はその皇帝の娘だからな。
Naja,
新一、お前のおかげで世は理解したこともある。
what's that?
世はひどい女だったということだ。
I don't know. It's very difficult to like judge someone like that. I mean, yeah, I have my own values, but if you were living in that sort of situation, I don't know. Can you say she's a terrible person before if she never knew about it? Maybe, if we judge it based on our like values. Naja.
聞け。自虐ではない。ただ、事実だ。世はプロコの仲間を殺した。奴は聖騎士団の生き残りだ。世が他のすべてを奪った。もちろん世が強く、プロコの仲間が弱いからだ。戦争というのは、この殺人という行為を肯定する。そして、世の一族も世の国もそれを称賛する。だが違う。世は分かった。今更なのかと言われれば全くその通り。悟るのにこんなに時間がかかるとは。
I'm very surprised this actually came from a freaking like Japanese visual novel. If you guys don't know, Japan did very outrageous stuff when they were like winning in World War II. Indonesia actually got invaded by Japan too for 3.5 years. And I kid you not, in history books, in Indonesian like history books, they said that the invasion of Japanese people for 3.5 years is worse than the 300 years, 3 centuries that the Netherlands actually invaded us. They were that bad. So this might not be very common knowledge for people in the US, but Indonesia clearly states that in the history books. They were abused by Japanese people. Of course, I don't hate Japanese people, and this was what happened in history, right? I did not experience the situation myself, and of course I love Japanese culture, but this is definitely a stain in Japanese history for sure. And if you talk to people in Japan, they try to hide this dark stain that they have. So I'm pretty surprised that this actually is talked about in a Japanese visual novel. No, well, that's because you grew up in that kind of environment.
それでも悟った後は何とかしなくてはならない。世はこの日本世界に来てよかったと思っている。人は世を人と思えるなら反省し謝罪することで許されると聞いたから。
Listening to Naja's halting words, I don't know what to say.
すまん、新一。許してくれ。いや、許してくれと言って許されることではない。だが、許してほしい。
I feel like you're asking the wrong person to forgive Naja. Eh? That's...
すまん。本当にすまん。もっと謝れと言うなら謝る。彼らを切り殺した腕を切り落とすというのならそれも構わん。工事をやめろと言うならそれもいい。世はこの地位に何の魅力も感じていない。だが死ねというのだけは勘弁してくれ。
Naja.
死んだら世は新一、お前を愛せなくなる。
Yeah, this is what I don't know. I feel like this is making the situation a bit too light. The way I see it is the fact that the power of love is changing Naja into thinking that everything that she knew before was bad. And the reason why she was able to change is because of love and not because she realized that what she did was wrong. I mean, maybe she did realize, but it was through love, right? I don't know. I guess I'm just one of those people that is very logical and don't believe that love can actually do this. I thought that maybe only understanding should be enough, but maybe you do need love for something this extreme to be accepted from someone who clearly lives or grew up in a warlike environment. Naja, but I still feel like, I don't know. They're forcing love a bit too much. Naja is crying. She must mean it. I've spent quite a bit of time with her, so I know she isn't much of a liar. She must mean every word. This is why I fell in love with her. Yeah, I understand. I forgive you, Naja. But like I said, she didn't need my forgiveness. You didn't kill any of my comrades. Apologize to the people clearly who are your enemies. They're the one that's grieving. Killing people, even Proxy's comrades, was unforgivable. Even if your country is an aggressive one, ruled by the survival of the fittest. My wife-to-be can't be a murderer. But, I forgive you. I'm going to marry you. If I don't forgive you, who will? I'm the only one who can, so I will. I don't think we're the only one who can forgive her. Shinichi, like... Yeah, I feel like they were doing stuff very right, but I feel like this conclusion, they messed up. They messed up this conclusion. They definitely messed up this conclusion. You don't need my forgiveness, Naja. After all, I love you, Naja. Naja leaps into my arms. I feel so warm inside. Of course, I just realized that I truly love Naja. Yeah. I hope they don't jump to sex right after that. That was a pretty serious scene, and it would kinda undermine what happened if we just jump straight to sex. Our meal was tasty. It might have been the most suited to my tastes yet. Probably thanks to Kumadori. My room is clean, and I've got a neat pile of repaired clothes. My closet is more full than it has been in a while. I'm glad now just getting along well with 42 and Lady Tegusu. But the problem is Proxy. Thinking about it makes me restless. I don't know what I'd do with someone who killed my friends right in front of me. However much I think about it, I can't find an answer. Aside from taking revenge, there aren't too many ways to clear up that kind of a grudge. The only thing you can do is forgive your enemy. That's the most amicable outcome, Shinichi. What do you mean the only thing you can do is forgive your enemy? You can also kill them. But if you're counting murder as an option, it's not easy to think of other approaches. And you'd probably prefer to kill your enemy rather than forgive them. In that case, as things stand, there's no way that Proxy can forgive Naja. I wonder if she'll listen to me. Proxy's a proud knight. She went so far as to surrender her body just to try to steal me from Naja. Yeah. Yeah, that scene was very awkward. So, that scene does happen, and Shinichi clearly remembers fucking Proxy, but I don't think that was really Shinichi. That was like pseudo Shinichi who, for some reason, just wants to have sex with someone clearly not a girl. That proud knight couldn't forgive Naja for changing, so she spat out those words and left. That can only mean something very, very serious. It's no good. I'm not going to find a solution thinking about it like this. I lie down in the bed. There's still some time before Naja comes. I spot an unfamiliar box next to my pillow. Atop it, there's a card addressed to me. What's this? Oh, a present from Commodore. The message reads as follows.
親愛なる新一様、ナージャ様の修行の成果はいかがでしょうか。私の目から見ても、ナージャ様は大変立派に家事をこなされました。差し出がましいようですが、こちらの道具をお使いになり、ナージャ様を楽しませてあげてくださいませ。R コマドリより。
And inside the box is a vibrator, an electric massager, a pink rotor, a so-called adult toy. What the hell? Please don't jump into a sex scene after what just happened. It was such a serious topic, and god damn it, sometimes I hate these hentai games. Pacing. But maybe I'll give it a try. Regular sex is bound to get stale. On the other hand, Naja isn't here yet, so maybe I should think about it for a... Huh? Already? What happened? Yes, come in. The door opens and Naja nervously edges into the room.
新一、今晩も相手してくれるか。
What's wrong? You're earlier than usual. By a whole hour.
寂しくなってこんな風になったのは初めてで、どうしていいかわからなくて。でも新一が迷惑なら。
Yes, it does bother me. I actually really dislike people who are like anxious and they seek other people before they try to solve it themselves. I don't consider myself to be a strong person. I mold myself to become what I am right now. And I feel like everyone has the capability to do so. So if you don't do stuff in your own power first, and you already rely on other people, I feel like you're weak. And I really dislike people who are weak, I guess. No, it's fine. No need to overcomplicate things. I draw Naja to me. Then, pushing her onto the bed, I begin to touch her. Patreon.com/Azaikyousuke. I feel like I'm definitely way too on edge to be able to voice act this scene. So for people on YouTube, I don't know. I feel like these 8 scenes actually undermine what this game is actually trying to convey. Damn. So, people on Patreon, bear with this, and we will just go on auto mode. See ya, people on YouTube. Okay, we're back. I'm not gonna lie, throughout the whole 8 scene, my brain was just going overdrive about how, like, why the hell is this happening? after what just happened. I was just like thinking about how, you know, like like coming back from what I said, or to supplement what I said. I don't really dislike people who are weak and who are ignorant, who are any of those negatives, right? People were born weak, people were born ignorant, people were born with lots of negative stuff, right? They just don't know any better. But if you already know that you are X, why wouldn't you want to improve on your own downsides, right? That's my current take on it. You might say I'm heartless for saying this, but I actually dislike Naja for showing her vulnerability like that. But yeah, I guess I really am just someone who is a bit heartless. I want someone to really, really do what the hell they can themselves first before they rely on other people. Because that's how that's my own sort of conviction. I know it's forcing my own conviction on other people, but like I said, I wasn't born strong, and I don't even consider myself strong right now. But I don't want to be weak, you know? I slowly pull my penis from her vagina. I can't believe I'm talking about such a serious topic, and this is the first narration I said. This is why sometimes visual novels are really ridiculous. My semen bursts from her pussy with a lute pop. That was great, Naja. But Naja's already asleep in my arms. Then I'll say goodnight too. I quietly close my eyes, my arms around Naja. The exhaustion after sex puts me right to sleep. My consciousness drifts into darkness. It's morning. Last night was very exciting, thanks to that vibe Commodore gave us. Naja must be up already. I guess she got up early to start getting things ready. What a good wife I have. But she's still the princess of the Gorgonian Empire. That's an indelible truth. Never seen that word. Just like how her killing of Proxy's comrades will probably always follow us around. Being with me won't cure Naja of her regret. That's the only thing that grieves me. I'd better not say any... No, that's not right. It must really be getting to me. At any rate, I'd better get up first. Then I can wash my face and get some breakfast. Yeah.
なんだノリが悪いな。元気が一番だぞ。
Yeah. I've been thinking a little.
昨日のあれか。
Yeah, about that.
世の話は聞いたな。あれが世の本心であり、精一杯だ。
Not what they were doing on the H scene, by the way. The H scene was just like nonsense. It was just an excuse for them to use that vibrator on Naja. I know.
これ以上は新一に任せるしかない。
I can't believe it, man. All the games after rants, I actually think the 8 scenes sorta feel like they're out of place. I can't believe it. Even in this game, which I thought was just a nukige, suddenly has very substantial plot devices. And the 8 scene makes it bad. So, I kid you not, people on YouTube. I don't know what happened, but the suggestions that you guys gave me, and also the suggestion... Well, not the ones that Patreon gave me. Venus Wet Frontier was actually pretty decent when it comes to the 8 scenes. It just had very bad pacing when it comes to the 8 scenes, because I wasn't really able to like find a good balance between how many 8 scenes I should do per episode. And you know, after we got to chapter 7, it was just like too much full crazy story, and the 8 scenes suddenly just came and yeah. But Mama Toto is also okay. I guess Patreon votes have been pretty okay with the 8 scenes, but I can't believe YouTube votes have been very bad with the 8 scenes. I actually do think you guys would appreciate this game a lot more if this was all ages. So you guys on YouTube are actually probably don't even need to go to Patreon for these 8 scenes. Unless you're into Monster Girls and you just want a quick fap. But yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
もっとも当事者であるプロコがどう思うかはわからんが。
Ah, that's right. What am I doing? Worrying on my own and only discussing it with Naja. Proxy, of course. The only one who can offer forgiveness is Proxy. The one who fought Naja and survived. Duh! That's why I said, like, what happened on yesterday was, like, what the fuck? You're not qualified to forgive Naja. She didn't do anything wrong to you. She did something wrong to someone else.
どうかしたか？まさかプロコに話すのか？
Yeah, I am.
やめておけ。プロコのやつがお前の話を聞くとは思えん。そういうのはトローだ。
I won't know if it's a waste or not until I try.
いや、だがしかし。
It's okay. It might sound conceited, but Proxy did say she liked me. She'll at least listen.
それはうぬぼれであろう。でなければプロコのやつのザレ言を真に受けているか。
I mean, she gave me her anal virginity, Naja, which we never told you. Maybe I am conceited. Still.
わかった。新一に任せる。どのような結果になっても世は問題ない。すべて新一に任せる。
Thank you, Naja. After school, I dropped by Proxy's temporary residence. An invisible stable formed by magic. This is where Proxy lives. Proxy, are you there?
何の用だ新一？
I came to talk. Do you mind?
私はお前と話すことはない。
I have something to talk to you about. You don't mind, right?
勝手にしろ。
Proxy is unarmed. I guess she was just relaxing. I'll get to the point. I spoke with Naja. She admitted that she killed your comrades. I asked her about it.
だったらもういいだろ。
That's not enough. I listened to Naja, and I wanted to hear your side of things. Your story.
私の言葉？ああ、あの虐殺か。虐殺をどう語れと言うんだ？
Just tell me what happened. After a brief hesitation, Proxy opens her mouth. It happened just after Proxy was appointed as a holy knight. A notice went around that a powerful enemy unit had appeared on the field. But that powerful enemy unit was just a single girl.
それがナーディウス12世。ナージャだ。
Naja was like a demonic god. Using powerful magic, she crushed everything that stood in her way with overwhelming force. It was as if Naja's mother, Nadius XI, was fighting in dragon form. When it became known that this was the daughter of Nadius XI, the Pope decided to throw his holy knights against her.
だが、これは過ちだった。
Although they were yet undefeated in battle, the holy knights were exhausted from the long war. In fact, they were barely holding on. Stimulants and pain suppressants were given in large doses to raise their strength and combat falling morale. There we go. So when they sortied against this new threat, none of them were at their best. Nadius XII, Naja, couldn't possibly be that strong alone. But the only one cool-headed enough to consider that was Proxy, the newest Heavy Knight. Heavy Knight? I thought that was supposed to be the Holy Knights.
本当に。ナージャ一人であれば、それでも打ち取ることはできたのかもしれぬが。
The reality was different. Naja was guarded by an escort of monsters, beginning with her chief of staff. Unable to assess the situation calmly, the Holy Knights were wiped out except for Proxy herself.
以上だ。
It wasn't really Naja's fault, was it?
ああ、悪いとは言わない。だが、それでも恨まずにはいられないのだよ。
But
粗暴な国と戦う羽目に陥って、 その連戦の中で薬に体を蝕まれた騎士団を投入するほかなかった法王経過の気持ちをお前はわかるか？
Nope, and I won't even try to understand. I understand, but blaming Naja for it is...
私の死は少なくとも奴に殺された。
Your master?
騎士の叙勲を知っているか？
No, sorry. We don't have them in our country, and I was never interested.
簡単に言えば正当な騎士を死に持ち従者と言われる役どころをこなす、つまり身の回りの世話をするのだ。私はそこから今の地位になった。従者にとっての騎士は師であり母であり姉であり家族である、そのような付き合いをしていたのだ。それを何の抵抗もできず奪われるのはどんな気分だ？
I don't know. I personally don't think it's a good idea to have someone that you consider your mother, older sister, family. That's, I don't think it's safe to do that. I have no words. But I understand people, like, really respect someone and they, like, think that way to someone specifically. But I never idolize anyone. I never put anyone in a pedestal. To me, it's bad. That's why I also don't believe in, you know, this is gonna be very, like, controversial. I don't really want to put my belief in God. Because when I was a kid, I wasn't really like a devout believer, but I used to pray to God, right? About X, about Y, and especially during when my mother was really sick. And I realized as I grew up, when my mother died, I started blaming God. Because, you know, when you're a kid, you pray to God and you think that, yeah, God's gonna save my mom, but it didn't happen, right? And that was just like a kid being dumb, right? God didn't actually kill her. It was just mismanagement on the doctor that was doing the surgery on her, right? Humans killed my mom, not God. But I put my dislike, put my anger and, you know, all those negative feelings on God, which is dumb. I shouldn't be hating God. I should be hating humans. That was what I realized as I grew up. But yeah, that's just a brief history on stuff like this.
他の奴らだって好き好んで薬を飲んでいたのではない。国と信仰を守るため進んで薬漬けになっていった優しい奴らだ。それに自分たちの国を批判するのはそんなに得策ではない。特に相手の国に攻められている時にはなおのこと。
Yeah. It must be painful for Proxy. The knights to which she belonged were driven into a corner, lost their ability to make decisions, and then were killed by Naja and the others. What about recognizing that mistake, your own mistake, and correcting it?
過ち？何が過ちだと言うんだ、新一。なあ、新一。私の前であまり軽々しく言葉は使わないでくれ。さすがに腹に据えかねるぞ。あの戦いは結果としては失策だった。確かにそれは事実だわ。当事者でもないお前が敗者の行動を批判する権利はあるのか？
Sorry.
分かればいい。しかし調子が狂う。あの魔女を選んでからのお前は変だぞ。
You think so? I don't know myself. Isn't Proxy the one who's strange? I don't think she was this prickly when we lived together, but she obviously won't be easy to persuade right now. Yeah, I find it a bit strange that she was so amicable on the prologue or common route, but then now she shows her distaste. But I do feel like what I said, what I theorized was correct. Like, maybe she got news that things are going very badly in the other world. But I don't know. I feel like if she felt this strongly to her comrades before, she shouldn't have actually been, you know, as amicable as we saw in the common route to Naja. But she seems to understand that her resentment is more or less misplaced, and that it was her own country's error. I might be able to convince her later.
逆に新一、お前に尋ねよう。お前はナージャを許したのか？
Yeah, I did.
なぜだ？
Because she asked me to forgive her.
理由になっていない。
It is. I love Naja, and Naja loves me. So, we forgave each other.
茶番だ。本当にお前は新一なのか？
I don't know how you view Shinichi in the first place, Proxy, but I think he's still very much Shinichi. The one Shinichi that I think was not Shinichi was actually when we went on a date with you. If you want to talk about ridiculous, the order your country gave to your knights was...
言うな!
Proxy stomps hard on the ground. The sound shocks me silent.
すまん。つい激高してしまった。
Like, I feel like Shinichi's argument is very weak. Sure, the one who sent the knights to their death was the Pope, right? But it didn't actually... Does that actually matter? The Gorgonian Empire was the first one who invaded the catalog, right? I feel like that was the root cause, and sure, the reason why the Holy Knights were wiped out was because of a mismanagement by the Pope, but it doesn't mean, like, you can blame the Pope, but can't you blame the Gorgonian Empire for in the first place for invading them? Like, this argument is very weak in my opinion. No, that's okay. Yeah, no problem.
新一の言っていたことは、この日本世界では正しいことなのだろう。だが、私が受け入れられるとは思わないでほしい。
Yeah, I might have been a little thoughtless. Proxy must have her own reasons. Naturally, she would be influenced by the environment she lived in until now.
厳しい話ばかりしたな。悪かった。ナージャとはうまくやっているか？
I don't think you were being hard at all. You were just being very truthful. Shinichi was the one that was trying to twist the words. Or, you know, twist the scenario to his own liking. So that he gets his own desired scenario. Yeah.
私の仲間を殺した話をした後でもか。
Right. It bothered me. Naja was very remorseful.
そうか。
Proxia looks like she wants to say more. For a moment, I think she'll leave it, but then...
ナージャのことを愛しているのだな。だったら私も話すことがある。私は本国から命を受けた。昨日の集まりの前だ。私が新一、お前にあのような話をしたのは偶然じゃない。私の立場が苦しい状況なのだ。
You mean...
あ、ナージャを撃て。どんな手段をもってしても。
Yeah, I guess she actually wasn't... I guess she's trying to force herself to dislike Naja as a person now more than what she felt during the common route. She went out of her way to tell me. That means the situation is serious. Why the fuck should I comfort Proxy? This is so stupid. What are these choices? What are these choices? Clearly, me fucking her is not gonna save... It's not gonna do anything. What does this even do? Except for getting like an H scene and a bad end. Which, I think is probably what we want. This is probably just gonna be like an extra thing that I do. I really don't like this option. Like, what the fuck? Jeez, these options suck. Proxy has a responsibility as a knight of her country. If she doesn't kill Naja, I'm sure there will be consequences for her. Are you okay? If you need... I can't finish the sentence. I know Proxy's position is fragile, and she has that old grudge. I won't solve anything by butting in as Naja's future husband, saying, Naja's sorry, don't kill her.
大丈夫だ。新一の手を借りる必要はない。ただ、お前にも覚えておいてほしいのだ。ナージャとの確執は、私個人の問題を超えている。
Yeah, she's right. This might not be something I can help with. Sticking around won't help. I decide to return home. I really dislike that... Why is it always comfort? Like, can't I do something else that'll get me into a bad ending? I just, like, fuck her? That's the bad ending?
ナージャによろしくと伝えてくれ。
Clearly that was a bad choice. But I want that, but I don't want to see the sex scene. That's the thing. Fuck. I want to see the bad ending. I want to see what happens, but I don't want to see the sex scene. Like, really? This game is actually pissing me off for having sex scenes right now. God damn it. Yeah. I leave the stable. I'm home.
お邪魔してます。
Huh? Just the lady. Where's Tsunayoshi?
たまには一人で来ます。
Oh, really? That's a surprise. I thought the lady and Tsunayoshi were always together.
プロコ殿とはいろいろ話し合ってきましたか？
Yeah, basically.
新一様はプロコ殿を友達だと思っているのですね。
Yeah, I guess.
あまり気負わない方が楽ですよ。
I know. But it's all I can do.
なるほど。新一様らしい判断です。
I don't necessarily... If you really like someone, you definitely want to... Like, go on a leg? What's the saying? You definitely want to try to do everything in your arsenal to you know, like, help them. But I do think what Shinichi is doing right now is doing more bad than good. By the way, what are you doing here today? It's not like I don't understand, like, Shinichi's feelings, but I feel like he's doing things the wrong way.
夜の方です。
The evening.
よとぎです。
Eh? Hey! Why are you... Huh?
誤解しないでください。ナージャ殿に教えてほしいと。我が一族ではどんなことをするのか。
Ah, so it's technical instruction. That's a relief. So, what are you going to teach her?
興味津々ですね。
No, I'm just asking.
残念ながら女同士の秘密です。
Ah, I see. I'm sorry.
いいえ、空気の読めなさが新一様です。綱吉もよく言っています。
That's not a compliment.
そうなのでしょうか。
Yup, talking to the lady doesn't work at all. And Tsunayoshi, you haven't heard the last of this.
冗談です。ですが、ナージャ殿に教えた内容はあなたにも教えてよいでしょう。我が一族では金箔が習わしです。
I'm really starting to hate this game if this game is going in that route right now. Oh my god! Bondage? Like that bondage? Tying people up with rope?
はい。我が一族は女の方が強いので
は金箔が必須なのです。そしてうまい縛りをできる男ほど多くの子をなせるのです。
I see. It's a whole deep world I'm unfamiliar with. You can say whatever you want as long as there's no sex, I'm okay with it. So if I'd married the lady, would I be tying her up? No, I'd rather not think about it. By the way, where's Naja?
今晩の用意のために出かけました。すぐに戻ってきます。
Then why are you here, Lady Tegasu?
留守番です。いけませんか？
It's not that I mind, but judging by her triumphant expression, she feels altogether too at home in my house. She's eating the tea and snacks like they're hers. Those are for guests. Shall I put on some more of that tea?
大丈夫です。新一様が帰ってきたので、いとまします。
Huh? Don't you have to wait for Naja?
そろそろ綱吉が迎えに来ます。
午前、勝手に出かけられては困ります。
Don't just come in as soon as you ring the bell.
世話になったな、ミクリア。
No, I didn't do anything.
だとは思った。では午前、帰りましょう。
はい。
And just like that, they're gone. What on earth was that?
ただいまである。
Welcome back.
新一、ただいまだ。
The lady went home.
知っておる。道すがら出会った。新一が帰宅したことも聞いていた。
Was it okay to leave the lady alone? We shouldn't have a guest look after the house.
よだって別に好き好んで頼んだわけではないぞ。あいつが出かけたくない、勝手に自分で買いに行けとか言ったのだ。
Well, I guess that sounds like her.
ということで、世には非がないと分かってくれたか。
Yeah, I got it. Now, Saki and Yuki should be back soon. Today we'll have another fun dinner. I hate this game. The sex scenes are actually pissing me off, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Not just waiting in my room, already fully prepared. I don't want to kill the mood, but I need to tell her. Hey.
プロコは何と言っていた？
Right. I summarize what Proxy told me and relate the fact that whatever the circumstances of the past might be, she has a mission to kill Naja. Naja listens attentively.
ご苦労であった。だが、世としては何もできないな。
You know, I at least appreciate that the game doesn't just jump straight to sex. Yeah.
別に謝罪の言葉も必要としてないのだろう。あいつのことだから。
Yeah, that's right.
奴にとって世の謝罪は無意味だ。ただ世の首を落として仲間への手向けとすることはできるだろう。
Hey now.
世としては世の首よりもプロコの首の方を心配するがな。
Huh?
奴の国、カタログというのは大変強力な国でな。自由とかいうのはない。そして国に所属する騎士や官僚は命令に絶対服従だ。
But aren't the orders sometimes impossible?
ある。世がプロコの仲間を倒した剣とて、元を正せば聖騎士団に無茶な命令を出した法皇に問題がある。まあ、法皇にもいろいろと事情があるのだろうがな。
Yeah, see, I don't like where this is going. Even though the Pope is the problem when it comes to like the bureaucracy or the chain of command, the main issue is the fact that you guys, the Gorgonian Empire, was the first one that tried to invade the catalog. I remember that being explained when we first met Proxy in probably episode 2 or something. Maybe episode 3, I forgot. Reasons.
そうだ。家柄や血筋、宗教国家としての責務。そもそも奴は 他の国からの婿だったはず。そうした点からも寛容からは程遠くなる。
So, you think it was pride?
そうだな。そのために世に挑み死んでいった。しかも薬物を大量に使用して、プロコが死なずに済んでよかったよ。
You're glad Proxy didn't die. Maybe the current you, but what did you think before you met us? Maybe as the youngest knight, she didn't have to go as far.
それが今のプロコの気持ちを固くしている理由なのだろうな。生き残ってしまったという事実が逆にプロコを苦しめているわけだ。
Yeah, we all know about the survivor's guilt, or I know there's a term for it. It might not necessarily be survivor's guilt. I groan. In the end, it's a problem for both Proxy's country and for Proxy herself.
まあ、世は殺したくない。死にたくもない。だから、これは難しい問題なのだ。
If I could solve it.
やめておけ。単に事態を複雑にするだけだ。
But
まだ新一には関係ない。世の夫に正式になったら、事態収拾に動いてくれ。
what Naja really wants to say is that I'm not qualified. But once I become Naja's husband, I'll be in a position to address the situation. I need to hold back until then.
それよりも、テグスのやつから教わったのだ。早速しようではないか。
Yeah, I really feel like I should go back to the choice and get the bad ending first. Because I feel like the bad ending is gonna leave a bad taste in my mouth. And I don't want to actually end off the episode with that. But I guess we'll see. That's right, a change of pace. I must be allowed that much. Okay, they skipped the sex scene. Oh my god! Bless you! Bless the gods. Oh my god. Ah!
この体勢は相当にきついぞ。
I spoke too soon. You guys on YouTube, patreon.com/Azaikyousuke. You guys on YouTube are so blessed by not seeing the scene. This is just like Alcana all over again. Oh no. Oh, what happened to the game, man? We gotta endure this, people on Patreon. We're back, YouTube. Don't worry, you guys didn't miss anything, like, at all. Oh my god. You could definitely see that this game is one of those games where the 8 scenes is kind of like filler instead of the actual substantial thing. Oh my god. I really think there's no game so far except for... Let me see like the list of playthroughs that I have for like YouTube that I've made so far. Like, what game actually has good 8 scenes? Other than ones that are clearly made for 8 scenes, Dona Dona is decent. I mean, it's clearly an H game, right? The Rance games are great. Mama Toto is fine, but I don't think I like the character who actually does the H scene. And then what else? Subahibi is fine. It actually is very good, the way they incorporate just how surreal the 8 scenes become sometimes with the story. Tokyo Necro is also actually fine because they don't have a lot of 8 scenes. Venus Bar Frontier is okay. It's not fine, but you do swim in 8 scenes after a certain period of time. Grisaya is actually very good when it comes to 8 scenes. Because, I kid you not, I actually was very melancholic during one of the 8 scenes with Machina. Of all people. But yeah, this game, clearly, if you guys are here for the 8 scenes, patreon.com/Azaikyousuke. But the story, if you guys are here only for the story, you guys on YouTube are actually just enjoying this way more. Because I do think the 8 scenes kind of undermine this game a lot. Okay. Morning. Yesterday was exceptionally exciting. I never thought I would come to find sex with Naja so enjoyable and arousing. I really wish you didn't become this sort of human or this sort of person, Shinichi. On the other hand, it's natural that I would. I love Naja. I'm prepared to accept everything about her. I just haven't had much opportunity to prove it yet. You done, Naja? Naja is still dozing. Maybe I should make breakfast myself for a change. I can't believe the fridge is empty. Apparently, we used it all up yesterday. Naja has been in charge of meals. When everyone was living together in this house, they took turns. So the next in line to cook customarily did the shopping. Sorry, I had to pause the mic there. Had to burp actually. This is what we get for making Naja do it all on her own. A morning walk doesn't sound bad either. If I go as far as the station, there's a 24-hour supermarket. I hope you guys don't hear that. That was like me, like, for some reason having weird noises on my throat. It's kind of like, I don't know what I don't even know what the hell that noise was. It's kind of like something went from my stomach to my mouth. Really weird. I think that was the first time I made that noise in the first place. Really weird. There, I can procure ingredients even at this early hour. After I'm done shopping, I head home. Along the way, I spot a large silhouette through the mist. Huh? Proxy. I run up to her. Proxy's in full battle attire. Good morning, Proxy.
Ohayo.
She doesn't seem very energetic. I wonder what's wrong. Did something happen?
ちょっと本国に戻っていた。
Ah, that explains the outfit.
まあ、私は騎士だからな。
So, did something there bother you? It's written all over her face, but I don't expect Proxy to answer. I just want her to know I'm not her enemy. Proxy says nothing. Her expression doesn't tell me anything. She moves to pass me. But as she passes me,
ナージャに伝えろ。後で話がある。
Proxy!
確かに伝えたぞ。あとは新一の心一つだ。
Having said her piece, Proxy vanishes into the mist. In front of my house, I find a familiar strange object. Oh, Baya-san. I still don't understand a word you're saying. Are you trying to call my name? Huh? Baya-san, you can talk? Her pronunciation gets clearer toward the end. Yeah, you're talking. Huh. Oh, about Proxy? You were watching. Oh, I see. Why wouldn't I tell her? If I don't tell her, she's probably just gonna try to kill her on a surprise attack, right? That's just stupid. Was that Naja's idea? I'm not very pleased to hear I'm under surveillance. But, would Naja command her to watch me? Oh. To see how she's doing?
殿下を討つという重大な責務を負っているのに、未だにそれをなしてないのだぞ。
For someone who supposedly doesn't like the human language, you're talking very slowly, Baya-san.
何度も様子伺いの確認が来ているのに、それを無視している。本国、大変やきもきしているということだ。
But she said she was...
心配させまいとごまかしたのであろう。プロキシマは殿下が打ちたくない。それはわかる。だが、いつまでも国をごまかすことはできない。今回の召喚はそういうことだ。
What do you mean?
殿下の首を取るか、自ら首を差し出すか。
What?
プロキシマの状況は最悪と思ってほしい。それを殿下に伝え、二人で考える。
So yeah, I really dislike the fact that they're trying to actually make it that Proxima's country is actually the big bad here. Sure, it does resolve stuff. If we actually destroy her country, it actually does make it seem like we're saving Proxy too, right? But I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. Because like I said, Naja's country was the one that first invaded her country. Convey what?
それも含めて
Eh? Wait! Baya-san ascends into the sky.
我も本国で用事がある。では、さらばだ。
With Baya-san gone, I find myself lost. What am I supposed to do with this information? After breakfast, Saki and Yuki went out, leaving me and Naja behind. You know, I kinda appreciate that we don't see Saki and Yuki anymore. Those two are just annoying. I haven't spoken with her yet. But she must have guessed from my reticence during breakfast that something was troubling me. What the hell is a reticence? That's probably why she's waiting in silence now for me to speak. Naja.
話してくれ。
The truth is, I summed things up about Proxy, the things I heard from Baya-san, but Naja's expression doesn't change at all.
要するに、どこかで雌雄を決しないといかんのだな。
Yeah,
しかし、面倒
don't say it like that.
だ。だが事実だ。それで、バーヤは何と？プロコは世に何か仕掛けてくると考えているのか。
She wouldn't do...
だが、世に来いと言ったのだろう。だったら何か罠を張っていてもおかしくはない。違うか？
I don't want to believe it, but it wouldn't be unthinkable if Proxy, cornered, did come up with some scheme. I don't know anything about politics or war, but I can imagine.
まあ、罠が張ってやろうが行くしかないか。
Naja,
心配はするな。
oh wait, she's done? I was waiting for her to say something.
ひとまず世はプロコと話す。その上で責務を負うのはどちらになるか
Duty?
決まっておろう。奴を殺すか、奴に殺されるか、それだけだ。
No peaceful option?
ないわけではない。だが難しいだろうな。
You have an idea? I haven't been able to think of anything. What should we do?
なあ、ヨガぶつけてみよう。そうすればもしかすると分かってもらえるかもしれない。
Can I hope?
いや、やめておけ。ヨドで自信があるわけではない。ただ、可能性としてあると言っているだけに過ぎん。
Yeah, fair enough. Even so, she does have some daring plan to fix everything.
まあ、適当な時間になっ やつの家に行ってみようじゃないか。
Yeah. I hope Naja can convince her.
来たぞブロコ。遅かったな。
Proxy is still fully armed. That means the situation could explode at any moment. We came to talk.
別に構わないだろ。そいつと私の因縁だ。そうだな。ブロコ、貴様は世を殺したがっている。世はそうではないのだが、まあいいだろう。お前は新一と結婚してこの世界をどうする気だ。どうとは？お前の母親ナーディウス11世が黙ってこの世界を見過ごすつもりがあるかと聞いているのだ。面白いことを言う。まるで世の母上が戦争好きのようではない。
Considering the history, I would think at least your previous ancestors do like war, Naja.
真実を口にして何が悪い。闘争と殺戮こそがお前たちゴルゴネオン王族の本能ではないか。
You're going to...
いや、それは本当だ。確かに侵略と略奪こそが我らが一族の証。だが世は考えたのだぞ。それをやめようと。
Okay, we're going in a good direction. Oh, okay. Is my... I think my...
なあプロキシマ、お前の後継人となっているのは王族だったはずだな。
Sorry about that. I thought my keyboard was losing connection. I think I need to plug it because it's losing battery.
それがどうした？
I thought Proxy was a royal herself. Ooh, I kind of lost my lost my voice there at the end.
世とその王族合わせてはくれぬかな。あってどうする？和平を申し出る。バカを言え。お前が和平を申し出たところで現皇帝が許さんだろう。いや、母上を説得する術はある。どうやってだ？新一を使う。いや、新一が説得する。
Huh? That's a surprise. Does she think I can convince her?
新一の話であればさすがの母上も聞くしかないはずだ。我が国の大恩人の息子だからな。そしてお前の国でも新一を使うとは考えたな。だがそれで法王を説得できるとでも？無論おめでたい無双だ。世は変わった。それを信じてほしい。
Okay, I think I gotta use my mouse. My keyboard is sometimes not responding right now because it's low in battery, and I don't have any free cables.
何が変わったと？人を愛するようになった。それだけで十分ではないのかな。
I personally don't think that's enough, Naja.
笑わせるな。お前が人を愛するようになっただと？
Please believe her. I'm asking you as well.
世は恒久的な平和を望む。新一と一緒に過ごし、そこから一緒の時間を過ごす大切さを学んだ。だから世は平和を望むのだ。
The lance falls from Proxy's hand with a dry sound. She doesn't seem to notice that she dropped it. Despite her cold tone, is she wavering? I hope you can believe her.
仕方ない。信じてやろう。ただしこれに答えられたらな。それは何だ？お前の言う愛が何を指すのか、それを教えろ。愛？新一を愛しているのだろう。だったら答えられるはずだ。それによって構築される貴様の言うところの和平もわかるしな。どうした？答えられないか？
Is she gonna talk about sex?
られそうなのだが、うまく言葉がまとまらん。
そうだな。真理は単純な言葉で形成される。それは神の言葉を見てもわかることだ。単純な言葉で私に教えろ。
Wait, Proxy. Naja's trying to think it through. So, won't you give her some time?
しかと言葉にできるならな。
I feel like this is something that you definitely should say on the spot. Because I feel like if you were given a lot of time, it would be easy to change. Like, the stuff that you're going to say, right? I feel like this is one of those times where you actually should just say whatever's on your mind and on your, like, emotions.
ちゃんと言葉にしよう。そうして伝えよう。それで納得してくれるか。
いいだろう。シンチ、お前が言ってたモラトリアム、今度は私も使わせてもらうぞ。
Okay.
さあ、話は終わりだ。出て行け。
Naja and I do as she asks. No need to keep blabbing and get Proxy even more annoyed. But before we leave, Proxy says,
だが、私がその答えに納得できなければ、私はナージャを撃つ。そして、新一も撃つだろう。
I mean, we probably would hate Proxy if Naja's dead. I don't think Shinichi is benevolent enough to be able to forgive her.
それは勝手な話だぞ。
お前の理想に付き合う男だ。お前と生きて死ぬことにも納得するだろうよ。
I feel like she's actually smart. If she does leave Shinichi alive, Shinichi could actually want to have revenge enacted on her and her country, and ask for Naja's mom to, you know, destroy her country.
無茶を言うな。
ならばお前はその男を守るためにも、私が納得できる答えを持ってくるのだ。
分かった。お前に吠え面をかかすためにせいぜい頑張るとしよう。
Naja stalks out, leaving me alone with Proxy. Right, we're going home.
さらばだ。期日は3日後。
Sorry about that. I actually hit the keyboard by mistake.
さらばだ。期日は3日後。それぐらいあれば答えもまとまるだろう。
With that, I take my leave. Chapter 5, huh? Naja. Alright. I feel like this is actually a good part for me to end the episode. I do think I am in the right, like, route, considering I went past a chapter. But that first choice with Proxy and us, like, comforting her, I do think that's going to be a bad ending. I don't know if I should explore the bad ending after I finish the game, or after I, you know, like, finish this route first, or what. But I guess we'll see. I think for now, I'm just gonna go with my own gut feeling. I'm not gonna think too deeply about bad endings and stuff like that. I would just choose what I would want to choose myself. Right? I feel like I should be getting rid of all these things about bad endings and whatnot, because remember, when I saw that comfort choice, I actually do want to see it. because I know that it would lead to a bad ending, but personally, I would never do that choice. But yeah, I guess I will actually just choose based on what I like, or what I would choose myself for now. But yeah, the game is nice, but man, these H scenes are actually killing me. Even more so than Aokana, because some of the stuff that's actually being... some of the topics that are being, like, considered in the game is actually very heavy. And they would disrupt you with 8 scenes in between, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why do that? Stop that, right? So you guys on YouTube are actually privileged in not seeing the H scenes like fuck up with the plot pacing of the game. This is even worse than Okana. This is probably the worst 8 scenes out of all of them so far. Jesus. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon will be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. And like I said, you guys are actually privileged on YouTube by not seeing the H scenes. Also, if people on YouTube are not on Patreon just yet, do feel free to become a free member because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthrough. See you guys.